Utopianism has always involved the imagination of a better world, a perfect society set against the imperfect society of the present, whether as an object of speculative philosophical reflection, a practical program for social transformation, or an idle daydream. Utopia has always evinced the hope that reality might be made ideal. In the dictionary, a utopia is defined as an imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect. Although, the idea of a utopia was not created simply by the author of Divergent or a Steven Spielberg movie. This fascinating proposal of a perfect world was created by Sir Thomas More. He wrote about the first utopia about 500 years ago. He coined the word from the Greek word utopos, meaning no place or nowhere. He envisioned a serene community on an island that had defined systems of punishment, social hierarchy, agriculture, marriage, dress, and health. More's legal, practical, spiritual, and moral requirements were strict and straightforward. More even developed a utopian alphabet, a series of symbols to replace the Roman alphabet. More created 3 key principles of religion that were to be followed. The basic idea of these principles were that religion should be a shared and cherished passion between all the people in order to unite the community. He alluded to the fact that the success of the utopia depended on how well the citizens were united. Although the idea of a utopia may seem fictional and strange, surprisingly, a small town just 3 hours south of Zionsville, Indiana, attempted to create one hundreds of years ago. This is the story of New Harmony, Indiana, a civilization created to be a perfect society, but destroyed by the imperfections of man. In 1814, George Rapp left everything he knew in Germany to create a perfect society, a utopia, in Indiana. After a decade of success in what he called harmony, he sold it to Robert Owen, who also strived for a world of perfection. Today, what is now called New Harmony is a historical treasure that will never be forgotten. Harmony was originally founded by a group of separatists from the German Lutheran Church in the 19th century. These separatists were called Rappites. This name was derived from the last name of their leader, George Rapp. George Rapp founded New Harmony with the intent of creating a perfect society in which everyone was equal and happy. George Rapp was very strict in running Harmony. With a desire to enforce religion in his new civilization, Rapp almost seemed like a godlike figure for many reasons. For example, if someone wanted to join Harmony, they had to confess all of their sins to him. He also had a strict policy that if anyone sinned, they had to confess to him before the day was over. And he required that any disagreements that occurred had to be settled by the end of the day that they took place. Rapp eventually renounced marriage and made citizens of New Harmony live lives of celibacy. These are only a few examples of the harsh rules and policies that Rapp required in New Harmony. When walking through New Harmony, it's easy to see that Rapp's religious beliefs dominated the town. There are 2 major sites where this is apparent. The first is the roofless church, located in the middle of the town. This large stone wall with no roof was built based off of the Rappites' belief that God was so great that he could not be contained under a roof. Another example of George Rapp's religious influence is the hedge labyrinth that the Rappites created for spiritual renewal and peace. The original labyrinth was made with bushes, vines, and flowering plants in 1814. There is now a recreation of the labyrinth in New Harmony, which is now a popular, treasured area in the historic community. For the first 10 years, Rapp's Harmony flourished. It was considered a wonder of the West. After those 10 years, the Rappites decided they were ready to move on and start a new community elsewhere. The Rappites sold their land to a Welsh-born philosopher, Robert Owen. Robert Owen was fascinated with the idea of social experiments and wanted to create a communal utopia, mainly focused on developing sciences. After purchasing the land, Robert Owen renamed it New Harmony. His goal for this utopia was to create a society with free education, personal wealth, and no social classes. He even took the idea of a utopia as far as distinguishing the equality of women and men, allowing both genders to lead lives in scientific fields and discoveries. Robert Owen created a system of time money in New Harmony. The way this system worked was that the currency in New Harmony was worth the amount of time someone spent working. Unfortunately, The inhabitants of New Harmony who weren't scientists were mostly misfits who ate Owen's rations and didn't perform well while working. As a result of this, Robert Owen's utopia quickly fell apart in 1826, just under 3 years after it was founded in 1825. There were many other factors that led to New Harmony's end as well,